There's something strange about your fingertips. They're covered with tiny ridges that every human has, yet almost nobody knows why. Most people assume fingerprints evolved so we could be identified. But that's impossible. Evolution doesn't plan for police departments. So why does every person on Earth have fingerprints? For decades, scientists debated the answer. And while there isn't a single explanation that answers every question, the evidence points to something much more fascinating than identification. Your fingerprints are actually called friction ridges, and they appear before you're even born. Between about 10 and 16 weeks of pregnancy, these ridges begin forming on your fingertips. Once they're there, they stay with you for life. But why put ridges on fingertips instead of leaving the skin perfectly smooth? Because smooth isn't always better. Think about trying to pick up a heavy glass with wet hands. A perfectly smooth fingertip would slide much more easily. The microscopic ridges increase friction, helping your fingers grip objects more securely without making your skin thick or stiff. But that's only part of the story. The biggest surprise is that fingerprints may actually help you feel the world more accurately. As your finger moves across a surface, those tiny ridges create microscopic vibrations. Deep beneath the skin, specialized nerve endings detect those vibrations and send them to your brain. Instead of simply touching an object, your fingertips are constantly translating texture into information. That's how you can tell the difference between paper, fabric, glass, or wood almost instantly, often without even looking. The grooves between the ridges may provide another advantage. When your fingers become damp, they help channel small amounts of water away from the surface you're touching, allowing your grip to remain surprisingly effective. Then there's one final mystery. If fingerprints are so useful, why is nobody else's exactly like yours? Genes determine the general pattern, whether it's a loop, whorl, or arch. But tiny differences in growth, pressure, and blood flow inside the womb subtly reshape every ridge as it develops. Even identical twins end up with completely different fingerprints, and despite years of work, scientists still can't point to one single reason fingerprints evolved. Instead, the evidence suggests they solve several problems at once, improving grip, sharpening touch, and helping our hands interact with the world more efficiently. Sometimes evolution doesn't invent one perfect solution. It creates a design that's remarkably good at many things. And your fingerprints may be one of the best examples